Hi everyone, a huge welcome back here. I imagine, like me, you're also returning to your creative practice after the holidays. But getting back into the swing of things, particularly when we've been away for a while, always proves to be a bit challenging, right? I know I experienced resistance, and I'm sure many of you are also experiencing resistance when it comes to building up momentum with our creative practice. And today, this is what I want to talk to you about: is how can we kickstart our practices, particularly now in as we plan, as we set intentions for the coming year. So, what I have found is that when I need to really jumpstart my creative practice is to block off a chunk of time when I am devoting all of my time and energies to creativity. I am going out in the world and looking at new ideas and thinking about art making, and it's like an intensive period, and that kind of gives the big momentum to get the ball rolling. Now, what happens in real life is that planning those chunks of time and slotting them into our diary takes time, it takes intention, and it takes planning. We all have responsibilities. We may have jobs, kids or grandkids, caregiving responsibilities, or just life admin, right? There is always so much stuff to do. So, with that in mind, I wanted to create that chunk of time which we can devote to creativity. And this is how my stitch retreats came into being. And I'm so excited to share with you details of my upcoming retreat in France, which is coming up this spring from the 19th to the 29th of April. So let me tell you a little bit about what you can expect. Well, the first thing really that I want to share with you is that, like the creative process, I have divided the retreat also in such a way, I have designed it in such a way that it follows the same rhythms of the creative process that as I understand it. What I mean by that is I see the creative process as three large buckets. The first one, it's all about inspiration and really absorbing energy, bringing in fresh ideas into our practice. So, what does that look like? That could involve us going out in the world, looking at new influences, and bringing that back to our practice. So that this phase one, is exactly what we will be doing in Paris over 3 days. So the 19th, 20th, and 21st of April, we will spend in Paris visiting its world-class museums and really allowing ourselves to be immersed in inspiration. So looking at art, beautiful textiles, fashion, absorbing the ambience of Paris, enjoying its food, looking at haberdasheries and beautiful materials, also visiting flea markets, and really opening ourselves up to creative influences just coming in, absorbing it like a sponge. The next big bucket is synthesis, right? So that means looking through ideas that we've taken in and starting to synthesize them, the inspirations, influences, into what we find meaningful, what speaks to us, and start generating ideas. So for this phase and the next one, which is to do with actual making, we will retreat to the beautiful French countryside, to our amazing venue Amassa, which is set amidst these beautiful, serene, rolling hills near Toulouse. So we'll spend a week there and really focus on the next two stages of the creative process, which is synthesis and making. So we will be going on foraging walks. We will be working through ideas, through doodling, through sketching, through discussions, and then making a piece of art. I will be sharing with you my process and techniques. So you will learn how to convert those ideas onto cloth using needle and thread, using locally sourced interesting materials. I'm going to also take you to one of my favorite places. There's this vintage market where you can find antique French linen, you can find locally made honey and cheese, and it's just so beautiful. So all of that adds layers into this amazing creative experience. And I haven't mentioned the really lovely part, which is the group of people that we're going to travel with. It's going to be a small, intimate group size. We all fit around a long table, and the mealtime conversations are a continuation of what happens in the studio. So we talk about textiles and art making and other artists and local food, anything and everything. And what I find really heartwarming are the friendships that are formed in this time. So these people are your studio buddies. And what I find heartening is that people who've come with us on previous retreats still continue to maintain those friendships. We still exchange ideas in groups. When somebody finishes their new piece of art, they would share it, and there's this whole vibe of warmth and support that comes from the group. So my intention with the retreat is really to create it like an art residency, right? Where you can be away from the daily demands of life, and you can find the time and space, you can find the container to be really immersed into your creative practice. And you take that energy and momentum that you build up back to your studios, back to your homes, wherever you like to create work. And that keeps you going throughout the year. In fact, for many months and years later. So I'm going to share with you the link down here in the description. I'm going to add the link to my website where you can find out more details about this Stitch Retreat that's coming up in France. The dates here again are the 19th to the 29th of April. First 3 days in Paris and the remaining 7 days at Amassa near Toulouse. If you have questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. If you'd like to reach out through an email, that's fantastic, or leave your questions here and I will come back to you. And I look forward to welcoming you to my retreat in France. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope to speak to you soon.